Welcome everyone to another podcast episode. This is episode 7,
Yeah,
right?
episode 7. Yeah,
Episode
I think
7.
so. Yeah, if
Uh,
we're counting the intro, this is 7.
7? No, wouldn't it be 8? Because we started from episode 1 to 7 right now with Attack on Titan, right? So
No, it's
technically,
seven, I'm pretty sure.
so technically it's 8, right?
Well, no, I thought this was episode 6 of the show, isn't it?
No, this would be episode
Oh no,
7
this
because
is
we
this is
are on
episode. Okay,
episode 7.
yeah. All right, we're good. Yeah, we're solid. All right, oopsies,
Anyway,
that's on me.
We'll be watching episode 7 of Attack on Titan.
Word up.
What are you guys' thoughts from episode 6 leading into this episode?
The CGI Titans those are passable, it's whatever. But the CGI human models are kind of
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, those are cringe, and I'm really hoping they actually do something with the characters they've added into it, right? Because so far, Jean and Mikasa have had very little to do in that last episode. So I hope this one it kind of kicks off for that.
Yeah, I mean Mikasa had a little bit more of a role, pretty much,
yeah,
protecting Eren.
And one thing to note is that I don't even know if I mentioned this in the last episode, but it's clear that they're not happy with Eren. Eren's kind of gone AWOL, and they're just kind of there to support a cause, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much
clear
half and half.
He's kind of lost his mind at this point, right? So I'm hoping that it would be funny if he took a Death Note kind of way there, and he just became a total sociopath.
Well, there's only one way to find out, and yeah, let's
and
get into it.
that's to watch it, baby. Alrighty, wow,
Alright.
Thoughts on that?
Honestly,
that was good.
this was way better than the last episode for sure.
Way better.
Yeah.
Way better.
I think last season, or not last season, last episode kind of set a standard for what we should expect in terms of this animation. I mean,
Right.
we saw most of the CGI.
Oh, I'd say it looks pretty good in this episode, which is pretty of a polar opinion from the last one.
Yeah, it's either passable or just really good.
I feel
agree.
I feel like it's the same as last season or last episode. I don't know why I keep saying last season. I thought it was just as decent as last episode. It's just that we saw more of people, the people CGI, not the Titan CGI, and I think that's what made it worse.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's what I was
yeah.
gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. The people CGI was what I really did not like about the last episode.
This one you saw it with some of the with the people gliding through the air and whatnot, but
it was
it was
very
pretty
minor.
minimal. Yeah, it was very minimal,
Right,
and
yeah.
not that many were shown per se. Plus, we actually saw some Titans that weren't, or at least I don't think was CGI. That one,
There was a lot where the Jaw Titan was full-fledged animation, and that was pretty good. Yeah.
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 But feels
I
bad,
thought-
man, for the Warhammer Titan. He just got-
I know, yeah. I
Yeah.
think the carnage in this episode was so fucking good. It
Yeah.
all felt so powerful cuz you from the way that the season's been going, it's sure there are deaths that happen, but kind of not important deaths, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas this some key figures have really bitten the dust, right?
I think the coolest parts were Levi taking down the Beast Titan, and then
The Beast Titan needed to
And
go.
then just
I think what they did
killing
with
him, yeah.
what they did with Zeke's character, it's pretty much his story was done. His arc was over.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah.
didn't kill him,
yeah.
it would have just dragged on, right?
And the ending of it, and how Levi, the round 2 type of thing. I like how they
Right,
did that
yeah.
off.
And then Levi just destroyed him.
Yeah, and then the cart
Right,
and the
exactly.
cart
Straight
Titan, that shit was dope too. I like how they just all
Yeah.
fucking exploded, and then they all both fall in between Gabby, Falco, and then that one commander guy. And then
Right,
they're
yeah.
just
And then
they're
they-
just
oh.
they're just looking at what's fucking going on, and then they're just falling slowly falling into despair as like these people who are seemed to be like gods fucking just fall straight flat by these quote unquote demon or devils, right?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
I think the worst one, like the worst death of all the Titans, like death, like the worst in a good way, was the what is it, Mask Titans, the Jaw Titan.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Right,
that
yeah.
one was so. Oh.
Oh, that one was good.
I mean, technically he didn't die, right? He,
Not
he
yet,
was
so,
like he
more-
was like on
more-
the verge of dying.
The death-
Before
the-
dying, yeah.
Yeah,
It was
best
like
best
ooh.
death easily in
Yeah.
my opinion was the one that was caused by the Jaw Titan. What was that, like, hard skinned one
Oh,
where
that
the girl
was
was
the
like,
the Warhammer Titan.
Warhammer.
Yeah.
Right, yeah,
That
yeah,
that
so-
one was brutal. I fucking love how he did that.
I know, right? Like, I love how it's like, oh, so the jaw's the thing, and they actually
Yeah.
reincorporate that later in the episode. I thought
Yeah.
that was really well
I thought it was
done.
gonna take a couple of episodes
Yeah.
before they bring that back, but it was just instant. They just,
Which
Yeah.
I'm
We're
thankful
gonna
they
do it.
did it, because it's about time we really like sped this in, like, because there's been like 3 episodes where this battle's been going on so far, so like
Yeah.
we needed something to happen, right?
One thing
Yeah,
that I'm kind of
agreed.
disappointed on with like how they did it was the Warhammer Titan versus Eren Yeager, and that was mainly because like the fight and the hype behind it wasn't, I don't think was like enough for it to be that cool. And like they showed
Right.
the Warhammer Titan for like 2 episodes, and then now she's gone. So like
Right. I can see that, but I feel like if they were gonna use it, it would be for like a final battle sequence.
yeah.
Honestly, the biggest like kind of ending is actually with the what is it, the Beast Titan, the big boy. Like, I think the fact that like Levi killed him is nice, but I really wish there was some more, like, I wish there was some more payoff to it, because I mean, maybe I'd have to see like the show again, and maybe I'd have ramped it up like watching it as an entire thing. But after not seeing that for a while, they should really introduce like why Levi really wants to go for that kill, right? But besides that, I think everything else was done really well in
Well,
terms of deaths.
I mean,
Well-
okay, like I know the reason why, but I haven't gotten that part on my rewatch. It's
I
because
think I know.
the Beast Titan's the one who killed the Beast Titan killed what is it? What's the main guy? The main scout, like the leader.
Oh,
What's his name
Erwin, right?
Irwin, yeah, he killed Irwin and literally the rest of the scout regiment. Just the
Right,
Beast
yeah,
Titan.
yeah, yeah. I get that. I wish, yeah, there's like, but there's something to it where it's like you almost feel like there should be like there should have been like a fear in Zeke's eye or something, like just one last shot of him realizing that
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, oh fuck, I'm gonna die. Like, you didn't get to see that, and I think because of that, like, Zeke has become such a like a non-character in this season. But besides that, everything else is like really good.
I think
Yeah.
what they might do, because like now it's just up to us to like figure it out in our minds, because there's like a lot of what's the word, foreshadowing, I guess, that we picked
Right.
up over the course of like this whole season. And like maybe like he's not necessarily dead, but I mean like he looks pretty dead with what Levi did, and maybe they just wanted
he's
him
dead.
to maybe he wanted to just like they just wanted him to be more of just a super side character and just not have any value other than him being
That's-
the Beast Titan in this episode. But I mean,
I
don't know.
I can
It-
definitely
we'll-
see
Yeah.
that.
we'll,
Yeah.
we'll see, because like Peak or whatever, she's like on the verge of dying already, and we don't know like what's
Yeah,
gonna
she's
happen
like
with her.
pretty.
She's
pretty
also
almost
pretty
dead.
almost dead. And same with the
I think
the
she
Jaw
might
Titan
almost
too.
have like, right, she might even have like a sacrifice moment in the next episode, because I don't think she can recover from something like that.
She's like healing, but it's like not enough to like heal
right,
the
yeah.
damage that she's gotten. So
yeah,
that's
the only other minor issue I had is some of the dialogue didn't feel that natural. Like some of the things that people were saying to each other on the battlefield, it's like
just survive.
like it's fine. Yeah, that line
Yeah,
specifically.
That was.
But-
eh.
But that's kind of been a thing with this season in its entirety. So it's not a new problem. It's just something that continues to be an issue. It's just
Yeah.
some of the writing.
Yeah, pretty much, and it's usually just like one line out of one episode.
Right, yeah. It's just like one cringe line during the battle, and it's like, I can take it. I can take that.
Oh,
or leave
he's
it pretty much.
the Warhammer Titan's getting wrecked.
Yeah.
That line still.
That one was
still
worse.
cracks me up.
That one was worse.
The worst line out of the entire season so far.
Right.
One thing I liked about this episode specifically is the fact that it kind of showcases how much like strength Eren has with like the amount of times he could like transform. Because so far he transformed I think 3 or 4 times within the course of like the last 3 episodes, right?
Because like that's not something that was done before. Like beforehand, it was kind of like you transform once and you'd be like so fucking drained from it that you wouldn't be able to. But the fact that
that's
Eren
actually not well. For Eren, it is, but I just rewatched this, so I know Annie did it too when she was like going to kill or trying to capture Eren.
Yeah, okay.
She transformed twice in a row.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be just like the like ability wise as like a person, I guess. It could be just that. Or it could be because like we saw like seasons ago, like Eren trying to transform into the Titan, but like kept like biting his hand and nothing would work. So, I mean, like,
exactly.
That development, I guess.
But like he was having some erectile dysfunction with his Titan.
Pretty much. One thing that's cool though is the fact that we kind of saw what happened when Eren like drank the blood of the Warhammer Titan, and you saw like his eyes pulse and like you hear like a heartbeat or some sort, and I wonder if like he also gets those abilities.
Yeah, right, exactly. I wonder what that's going to be like in the long term, because we haven't necessarily seen that yet, right? Like people have eaten other Titans and like gained power before, but that was mainly like a villain kind of stance, but we haven't seen any of our main characters really do something like that, right?
Yeah. So it would be pretty cool to like see Eren in the way, because like the only issue with the Warhammer Titan is the fact that you have to like detach itself from like the body, so you're like controlling it, and it's like within like a like cord or whatever, and it's like pretty easy to just like tear up and like eat, but like with Eren as like the founding Titan, like he's like the most important Titan of them all, and if he gets those powers, would it mean like he could be inside his own like Titan while having those abilities to like develop like some sort of weapon or whatever.
Almost like stats, almost.
Yeah,
like
almost like buff
like
stats.
His jaw stats increased when if he killed the Jaw Titan.
Yeah, he gains like hella armor.
His hardening goes up now that he's like killed the Warhammer Titan. Yeah. I mean that's just for the I don't even know where that would go, right? But I would like to see them in the future. Like, not a problem with this episode, but it's something I'd like to see before this is all over. Eren having control over Titans, because that was a big thing in the 3rd season, and they were kind of leading up to that being like one of his key roles in this one, right?
Yeah.
So I really hope they do utilize that and they don't just forget that power, right? Which they to this season's credit, they haven't like left anything untouched yet. Like there hasn't been anything where it's been like, but in this season, like that hasn't been one of the big issues as of late. So hopefully it continues on that pattern. But
from what I saw within the preview, spoilers alert, they managed to escape, but then we saw Gavi also infiltrate their hot air balloon or whatever, or like whatever.
Right. So yeah, I wonder how that's all gonna play out. I think that's actually a really good idea, because it's giving this a new battleground, and we desperately need that, because like although this episode's good, if they continue to do this for like another episode, I think I would just lose interest.
Yeah.
Right. Like
I would like to see some dialogue.
Keep it going. Right. Exactly.
I'd like to see some dialogue from the other side now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like especially with like Levi, who I don't think has said too many lines. Like maybe one or two
like
every
2.
once in a while. Yeah, 2 lines throughout the entirety of his like appearance on Marley. But that's kind of it.
But anyway, overall, what do you guys think, vibe rating wise? What would you rate this episode?
I'd maybe say a 4 out of 5, actually, honestly. I would say that.
Yeah, to back you up there, I'd give it a 4 out of 5 stars as well, because it's like, it's pretty much what I wanted last episode to be, just like a full throttle action, but it's felt like things were propelling. Where like last episode, the biggest issue with it was like nothing was really gained out of that whole thing, and yeah, there was some really distracting visuals, especially in the CGI department. But this one, it smoothed all that stuff out. Like all the deaths felt really earned and justified. And we even got Armin back, and he said a couple things. So I think, yeah, overall, an 8 out of 10. The only problems I'm having with it so far is just like some things that have just consistently been in this season so far, right?
Yeah.
I also would like to give it a 4. Last episode wasn't like the greatest, right? But like this one with the expectations of it not being good or as good animation wise, kind of made this episode better in like all like its performance, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I could see that.
And I just like how they just portrayed like this whole episode as a whole, showing off like each individual fight, and then seeing how their plan is like being executed, how they're gonna like leave this area and all that.
Right, yeah. Yeah, only other thing I want to mention, and it has nothing to do with like any opinion or anything, but I think it's really interesting that Armin's version of the Colossal Titan isn't as dopey looking. Like even,
it's like
even
a
back
Chad.
in the day, yeah, I know he fucking bulked up, went to the gym, lost a lot of that like love handle stuff that Berthold's Titan had. He's just pure uncut filter. Yeah, it's nice. But
It's
yeah,
pretty,
no, that's the only
pretty
other thing I have
rad.
to say. It's like, yeah, I think it's just like an overall great episode. I think this is on par with the 5th one, the Declaration of War. But I think that one's a little stronger because, like, yet again, I think that when this show is actually like, you know, bringing us lore and character development, that's where it really shines, right? This is just like a good example of the other aspects of the show that are really liked, right? Like all the good action and the cinematography and the building music, like
That's actually one thing I wanted to touch on. I like how they're incorporating those type of like scenes where it'd be like a, I don't know what the scenes or like the view is called, but like you just see they're focusing on one person as it's like revolving around Eren, for example, like with the Jaw Titan.
Right.
That scene was dope. You see a bunch of like all these guys like zooming around these Titans, and then it's showing their perspective, or like not perspective, but like POV per se, and like those type of like cinematography type like scenes were pretty dope to look at.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Yeah, just like an overall like great episode, and I just hope it continues like building up that just a good streak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much. Hopefully we'll see more dialogue next episode.
I think so, because I think they'll give us a moment, like a good 5 minutes or so of that episode where they'll rekindle and talk about what happened, and then we'll see Gabby like messing some shit up on that, you know, on the blimp, right? So
yeah, thank you guys for tuning in.
Word up, yeah.
8, I think.
Episode 8, yeah.
You guys liked this, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Spotify if you haven't already, or if you're listening on Spotify, yo, what's up? Check our YouTube. It's the Vibrators Podcast.
Up? The YouTube is pretty sick, yeah, I have to say.
But yeah,
awesome.
that's pretty much it. Next episode.